Through 8 rounds of fantasy football drafting, here are the best and the worst players to pick in each round. The best player to select in the first round is Ja'Marr Chase. He's my wide receiver one. He's my 101 of the season. Joe Burrow was hurt last year. Ja'Marr Chase was hurt the year prior. But in Chase's rookie season, we saw a lot out of that quarterback wide receiver stack. When Chase and Burrow are both on the field, Chase's ceiling is higher than any other wide receiver in the NFL. Chase is a candidate this season to lead the league in receiving yards and receiving touchdowns. Heavy targets, heavy production, heavy fantasy scoring. The worst pick in the first round is Jahmyr Gibbs for me. I love the player. He's explosive. He's efficient. But he's still in a committee, regardless if you want to accept that or not. David Montgomery is not going to disappear. I like Gibbs, but I don't like Gibbs as the running back 4. I think his ceiling's a bit capped, and I don't think he deserves to be drafted in the first round. In the second round, the best possible pick is Marvin Harrison Jr. I have tons of rookie fever. It's well warranted. This is the next Ja'Marr Chase, Justin Jefferson. Extremely talented rookie stepping into heavy target volume from Kyler Murray. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to earn somewhere between 120 and 140 plus targets this season. Alpha wide receiver DNA, he's going to hit big time for fantasy football. The worst pick to make in the second round is Nico Collins. Again, love the player, love what he did last season. And while he did produce heavy receiving yards, he wasn't like this massive target earner. And that was with Tank Dell only playing 11 games. And now, not only do you have a healthy Tank Dell, you also have Stephon Diggs. And if you want to say Stephon Diggs is washed, that's fine. He's done nothing but earn heavy targets throughout his career. So do I think Nico Collins will be good for fantasy football? Yes. Do I think he's the wide receiver 13? No. In the third round, the best possible pick is DJ Moore. DJ Moore absolutely thrived as the wide receiver 1 for the Bears last season. Yes, I understand that they did add Keenan Allen and Rome Odunze, but I do believe DJ Moore continues to operate as the wide receiver 1. Plus, I think the passing volume and the passing quality is going to go up for Chicago with Caleb Williams in 2024. DJ Moore has been a guy to thrive in diverse situations, and he's also been a guy to always have that receiving yard upside. The worst pick to make in round 3 is Kyren Williams for me. And this is one that I'll own if I miss on this. If he has the same sort of volume he did in 2023 and he produces to the same extent, he's going to be great. But I think that Blake Corum is a very good running back. I think that Blake Corum was a very, very productive college running back. I think that Blake Corum carried national champion Michigan. So do I think that Blake Corum just straight up wins the job? No. Is it impossible? Also no. Is it possible that Blake Corum creates some sort of committee with Kyren Williams? I feel like that's kind of likely. So while I do think that Kyren Williams is good at football and can be good for fantasy football, I think he can be a bit more limited than where he's being drafted. The best possible pick in round 4 is Travis Etienne Jr. He just finished as the running back 3 this past season. He just finished number 7 in fantasy points per game. Travis Etienne, if he can get back to the rushing numbers he did his rookie season and combine that with the receiving numbers this past season, he can have a huge season. Workhorse running back, tons of volume, productive. I'd love to have Etienne in round 4. Then the worst pick is Christian Kirk. While I do like Kirk, I think he bounces back. He just doesn't have the upside as anybody in round 4. I mean, if you literally just go down the list here, Christian Kirk's impact for the wide receiver position is not the same impact as Sam Laporta for tight ends or Josh Allen for quarterbacks or, the ceiling of Pickens or Higgins or Cooper or Hurts. I just feel like Christian Kirk's a pretty good flex play, but in round 4, I don't think it's justifiable. In round 5, the best possible pick is Dalton Kincaid. Sam Laporta and Trey McBride are being drafted in the 4th round, so you can wait another round for Dalton Kincaid, who has the same sort of ceiling. I think there's a high chance that Dalton Kincaid is Josh Allen's number 1 target in 2024, which would be huge for fantasy football. We saw the flashes his rookie season. They lost Stephon Diggs. There's a lot of vacated targets. Josh Allen's a quarterback. I mean, it's kind of enough said right here. Dalton Kincaid can finish as the overall tight end 1 in 2024. And the worst pick is his teammate James Cook. James Cook had a lot of good fantasy weeks last season. He also had just as many, if not more, bad fantasy weeks. James Cook is in a good offense. He should be the feature back, but I don't think Buffalo will ever look at him as a workhorse running back. I also think rookie Ray Davis is going to have more of an impact than people want to admit, especially in the red zone and for those short yardage gains. I like James Cook, kind of, but I think his price tag, his ADP is far too high. In round 6, the best possible pick is Diontae Johnson. I feel like you can almost guarantee he's going to earn 140 plus targets. And for a wide receiver to be able to have that sort of target ceiling in the 6th round is a steal. Bryce Young and the Panthers have been desperate for a true wide receiver 1, and that's what Diontae Johnson is. Diontae Johnson is a target earner. He does nothing but get open and make plays, and we've seen the big fantasy relevance in his past. The worst pick to make in round 6 is Rashee Rice. Is he getting suspended? How long is that suspension? Last season, he was great. I loved what Rashee Rice did last year for the Chiefs. But he just had Travis Kelce to compete with when it came to targets. Now he has Travis Kelce, who is still very relevant in kicking, Xavier Worthy, who was drafted in the 1st round, and my favorite wide receiver in the room, Marquise Brown. Love the player, but it's more target competition, and I don't know if he's going to miss time. The best pick to make in round 7 is Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray has historically been very good for fantasy football. We know he has that rushing upside, and now he has the best set of weapons in Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride that he's ever had. He's never had this sort of wide receiver tight end stack. So you're taking a dual threat quarterback who's had a history of fantasy relevance and giving him 2 very good playmakers. So if I want to wait on quarterback this year and I can grab Kyler in the 7th round, that's great. I can fill out my other positions that way. The worst pick to make in round 7 is Jameson Williams, who I actually really like this year. I do like him to take a leap in fantasy. But I just feel like he's not the 1st or 2nd or maybe even 3rd most important piece in his offense. Amon-Ra St. Brown is the alpha wide receiver there. Sam Laporta just had a phenomenal rookie season. Jahmyr Gibbs is an explosive playmaker. I do think J-Mo can take a leap for fantasy football as a high upside flex, but I'm not sure if it's in round 7 with some of these other names. And finally, we hit round 8. And if you've made it this far, comment "Let's get it" in the comments. The best pick to make in round 8 is DeAndre Swift. He just rushed for over 1,000 yards last season. He's had some seasons with major receptions and receiving yards. Swift is a dual threat playmaking running back. He is going to be the feature back in Chicago, which is one of the fastest growing offenses in the NFL. I think we've seen a lot of positive signs through Swift's career, and they all come together in Chicago. The worst pick to make in round 8 is Jonathan Brooks, who I like a lot for Dynasty. I really do like Jonathan Brooks. But he's 20 years old. He's coming off of an ACL tear. The Panthers have no need to rush him into work. I think they're going to utilize, at least for the first half of the season, Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders. Let Brooks learn. Let him recover. He is the future RB1 of the Panthers. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, whatever, wherever you saw this video. Fantasy football season is just around the corner.